Hello, my fellow union brothers and sisters. My name is Avery Horton. The union wants us to believe, the union leaders have our best interest at heart, that they want to protect our personal information. Really? Is that the case? Well, let's just find out how Seiu Local 503 protects people's personal information. DHS/OHCC giving personal information such as addresses and social security numbers of home care workers to Seiu may be in violation of the Privacy Act of 1974. And here's the link. Conditions of disclosure. No agency shall disclose any record which is contained in a system of records by any means of communication to any person or to another agency, except pursuant to a written request by or with the prior written consent of the individual to whom the record pertains, unless the disclosure of the record would be. Now you can go look at this yourself. Part of the 2015 to 2019 collective bargaining agreement between the Department of Administrative Services on behalf of the state of Oregon and the Oregon Home Care Commission and Service Employees International Union Local 503 Oregon Public Employees Union. Section 9, new provider list information. DHS agrees to provide the union a list of all new Hcw and PSWs each business day on the day the Hcw PSW provider number is activated. This list will contain Hcw's and PSW's name, address, telephone number, email address if available, date of birth, program name and code, social security number or unique identification number, and provider number. Section 10, new worker orientation shared information. The Oregon Home Care Commission will provide the union with a list of all orientations participants. The list will include the following: date of the orientation, participant first and last name, provider number if available, phone number, email address if available. So by contractual agreement, the union gets personal information from DHS about Hcw's and PSW's without their permission. Nowhere on the home care worker application does the applicant give permission to DHS to divulge their personal information, nor do they waive their right to privacy. Nowhere on the home care worker application is the applicant informed their personal information will be given to third parties such as Seiu. Fellow union brothers and sisters, the word of the day is hypocrisy. The practice of claiming to have moral standards or beliefs to which one's own behavior does not conform. In other words, the union is getting personal information from DHS about new Hcw's, PSW's without their permission. And the union wants to claim that they want to protect your private information? Do you see what's wrong with this picture? Does this strike you as good behavior by our union leaders? Perhaps the U.S. Department of Labor might be interested in this practice. Perhaps the Federal Bureau of Investigation might be interested. Perhaps the U.S. Attorney might be interested in this behavior of our union leaders. You see, They do not want to protect your information. They want to control your information. Because if they can control your information, they can control you. They can control what you hear, what you see, what you read, what you know. Is this the type of leadership you want? I sure don't. Now, some people are saying I'm a union buster. Oh no, brothers and sisters. I want a good union. A union that looks out for the members. A union that protects members, not abuses members. I want leadership that we can trust and not fear. I want leadership that will obey the bylaws. The bylaws say we're all equal, but they don't treat us equally. They say that everybody should have equal say, that our opinion should be respected, but they don't. You see, what's going on here is very, very insidious. These people want to control you. They want to tell you what to say when you go to lobby days. And if you don't say what they told you, you don't get to go to lobby days anymore. Is that really the way you want to be treated? Is that the way you want your fellow union brothers and sisters to be treated? I sure don't. I believe it was the executive director said, oh, these people, they don't do anything. My fellow brothers and sisters, I stood up against DHS when they wouldn't let a new home care worker go to orientation when there was a seat available. I got that policy changed. I am fighting against DHS and OHCC right now because if you, fellow home care workers, earn your professional development certification, they make you wait a whole month. You lose a whole month's worth of that extra 50 cents an hour because OHCC can't seem to process them fast enough. I say, well, fine, then make the pay retroactive. They won't do it. I brought this up to the union, but they're too busy doing whatever to take the time to fight for the workers. This is what's going on. And this is what has to stop. We have to have union leaders that puts the workers first, their issues first. Another thing, I'm after the OHCC and DHS to provide the class preventing disease transmission on orientation day. They are sending people out to work around people that might have infectious disease without proper training. They should also be providing people on day one of their orientation with gloves and masks. They're not doing that now. That should be mandatory. They're sending people out there that could be exposed to things like AIDS, MRSA, Hep B, Hep C, without proper protection or education. This has got to stop. This has got to stop. We've got to get the unions out of the representative's office and over to DHS and get things like this taken care of. This is serious, fellow union brothers and sisters. This is serious business. The union has ignored my request. DHS has ignored my request. OHCC has ignored my request. But if we get together and we get some union leaders who will look out for us as opposed to look down on us, maybe we can get these things accomplished. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. And when that vote comes up, please vote the way you want to vote, not the way the union leadership tells you to vote. Thank you.